I didn't pay my rent. Now what happens? Well, in most cases, if you don't pay your rent on time, which is usually the first day of every month, if you don't pay your rent on time, then the landlord or the landlord's agent can deliver you what's known as a 14-day termination notice. A 14-day termination notice is simply a notice that states that if you do not pay your rent, then the landlord can take action to have you removed, or you have to leave on your own. I'm sorry to say, but most tenants that I deal with, they're late on their rent and they haven't paid, and I've given them a 14-day notice. If they can't leave, they're not going to leave during that 14 days. They're just going to make you take them to the RTDRS, which is the Tenancy Hearing Board here in Alberta. But in the province of Alberta, if the tenant pays that rent within that time frame, then that action goes away. Now, the caution that I have is some tenants, and I'm not saying all, I've got some absolutely great tenants. I love them to death. But there's others that aren't so good, and they use that 14 days as a method to extend their payment. So I might give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know, whatever that landlord or agent decides. And instead of giving at some point, instead of giving that 14-day, they're just going to go simply get an action and show the hearing agent all of the notices that they've had, which is now evidence that you're chronically late, to try to get an order. So if you get a 14-day termination notice, pay your rent within that 14 days, that notice goes away. But please don't use the 14 days notice as a method to extend your payment. It sucks. Landlords have to pay their bills just like you, the tenant, have to pay your bills.